everyone, and welcome to my channel and my craft space. I'm so glad you're here today, and I'm pleased that you're stopped by my channel. So today we're going to be we're going to continue to work on my Christmas in July cards, and we're going to be using Kendra's Card Sketch 11. Actually, it's Kendra's Card Challenge 11, and we're going to be working with Card Sketch 10. And this card sketch just uses these two pieces of paper pad. So they're just like a 1 inch by 3 inch is both of them. And these two pieces are going to be our inspiration for our card. So we definitely need to bring in some layers, if I can speak. And so I'm going to just bring in my card base, and I am going to begin layering on it. So I'm going to use part of my white card base for some of the layering. And then I've got a black panel that is 3 by 5. Let's see, 3 3/4 by 5 that I'm going to layer on there. And for that, I'm just going to grab my tape runner, and I should have got my materials out. I kind of had a busy day today, and so I'm not organized, but I'm just going to use my tape runner. And in my last video, I said I was going to try and be a little bit more sparing with my tape, because I've just been blowing it up, and it's like, oh, do I really need to use that much? I don't think so. So I'm going to just try and not use quite so much, because I've been doing this card challenge. This is my second round of it, and I've just been blowing through the tape. So anyway, so I just got that laid down. I can move my score buddy aside because I don't need it now. I just wanted to kind of get it straight on there, and I think that's fairly straight. I guess I could use my grid line here as well. So then my next base is going to be this card, this red cardstock that I brought in, and I'm going to use it. Now last time I think I used some extra pattern paper for it, but on this I'm just going to use the solid red. I've been having really a lot of fun with the black and red combination. I did that last year too with my Christmas cards, and I really liked them. So I'll try to remember to link up last year's Christmas cards in this description box so that you can check them out. But I really like that red and black combination. I posted some of my pictures today, and I did get some feedback. I see that I didn't get that laid down very well, so I'm going to try again. Anyway, I posted some of my pictures today, and I got some good feedback on the red, black, and white combination, which I'm glad, because you know, this was the pattern paper that I choose to go with, and so I'm glad to get some feedback that they actually like it. So this is pattern D, which is my buffalo, and I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. The actual sketch doesn't really give you the dimension like this far over or anything. It just gives you the dimensions of the layers, and then you just use your own creativity and ideas to come up with what you like. And I think they weren't even together. I think they were kind of had some spacing between them. So I'm going to kind of do that, and that's how we're going to do it. So then my next layer that I had planned to bring in was this black layer here, and I'm going to kind of line it up. I kind of offset my others. So this particular piece is 2 by 3.5, and then my white piece is 1.5 by 3, and I'm going to layer those up as well. So this is the back side of my paper, and hopefully I'm in frame. I'm doing things a little bit differently with the picture-in-picture dual videos, so hopefully this will turn out decent, and it'll be something that I'll be able to post. But anyway, I'm going to get that laid down, and then I'm going to lay my white layer on top of that as well. Now for this particular card, you've got the center there that you can put some kind of an embellishment or something in, and so I like the colors of this, and I thought it kind of lended to a Santa Claus. So I have already die cut out my Santa Claus, and I used, what did I use? I used Oh What Fun Christmas Tree, and this was from October of 22. So last year I did my Christmas cards with this, and I loved it. It was fun, and I think it'll be fun to do it again. So I've got some different pieces in here I just need to pick out. I've got his hat in red and his beard and his mustache in white. I've also got kind of a creamy color for his skin tone. And then I should have some, I've got a lot of things in this little container here. I'm basically using this for my Christmas die cuts is what I'm doing. So I've got my little ball for his hat, and I've got some tiny little, I've got to find them. I think I can find them. Here we go. I have the brim for his hat, and I've got some tiny little eyebrows that are going to go on there as well. So I just need to find all of those. Whoops. And these little things will just hop and jump out of there. Now, I'm not certain I've got everything just yet, but I'm going to go ahead and lay, actually I have his little mouth, well, that I think is his nose, and then his little mouth that's in there. So if you like tiny die cuts, this will be fun for you. So I'm just going to begin building my Santa, and I've got my Barely Art glue here, and I'm just going to just do a thin line on there with that. I guess this picture-in-picture is kind of building up to the potential of doing a live. I've mentioned it in a couple of videos that I guess I need to try and do that. So I'm trying to get all my ducks in a row and figure out what all I need to do to be able to do a live. And then hopefully, maybe somebody will want to watch it. I don't know. We'll see. So the next, and I should get my little picture here so I can kind of see what I'm doing. It actually looks like they've got a little black piece behind his eyes. So I've got a little piece of scrap black that I could actually cut apart and put on his eyes. And all my scissors are up here, so let me just reach up here and grab them real quick. And you get to see me roaming around here. And I've got my anti-static scissors that I'm using here. Or anti-static, my anti-stick, my non-stick. I don't think I got that far enough apart, did I? Yeah, I did. Oh no, I'm gonna get a little bit bigger. Anyway, I got me some, I was tired of fighting glue on my stickers, the adhesive on my stickers from the foam tape and all that. I was just tired of fighting it. So I went and got me some, I need to clear some of that off for my eyes, and got me some scissors that I don't have to clean every time I use some tape. It doesn't stick to it. So I'm loving these. In fact, I just did a review for him. Michael sent me a thing and wanted me to do a review for him, and I was like, ugh, I love them because I've been having such a terrible time trying to keep them clean. So I think what I'm going to do next is I'm going to layer my little face on my hat, and hopefully this will stick all right with using the glue. And I guess what I mean is stick soon enough so that I can get, I think, let me see, I may need to put my, yeah, I think I need to put my hair underneath there. So let me go ahead and add some more glue. Hopefully I'm in frame. I keep forgetting that I've moved my camera to get this all worked out. Okay, I'm going to do this differently, I think. I think I need to kind of do it like that. So I need to get this laid down on there. It's been a year since I've done this, so I apologize for my guessing here. But I just want to get him lined up like that. Kind of get it lined up. And then add my hat back on. And I'm trying to leave enough room for my little eyebrows, and hopefully I'll do that right. Something just doesn't look quite right to me. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to need just a tiny little bit of glue, and I need to clean my glue tip off because it's got a mess there. And then just bring in my little eyebrows and get them laid down. Now I did notice that some people, when they do this video, they actually have a circle. I don't know how to get a circle, so evidently with my software I don't have that ability. So you're going to see a little square on my screen with my picture-in-picture. Probably need some kind of a software or something for that. So then the next thing I need to do, I think, is to lay down my little lips. And I'm just going to lay them right here in this spot. I don't know, I just feel like something not quite right there. Maybe once we get everything else together. And then the next thing we're going to add is our beard. Yeah, we're going to add that. So let's just go ahead and turn this over and get our beard laid down. And then I went ahead and used a red nose because he had a kind of a red or a nose because he was cold from being outside. So I've got a little red nose and little red lips and the red hat. And that's what I got. And then I thought this would be really cute in the center of my card base here. So I really think I want to pop him up just because I think he deserves to be popped up. So I'm just going to grab some of these little squares that I've got here and get him popped up and get him out of here. I need one more. Maybe two, since I kind of stuck my finger. Then I just like to use my 2-in-1 tool for this. And this tool, somebody asked me today what this tool was for. And obviously you're going to use this to help poke out your die cut pieces when you're doing that. And then the brush is always good for those little paper hairs. I don't know if you get those. They say if you run a backward and forward pattern when you're cutting your dies out that you'll have more of those hairs. And I do that quite a bit because I use some real intricate dies. And so, and I don't mind that I have those hairs because then I can just run my brush right over it and get the hairs out. So I've got my little Santa laid down. I think that's super cute. Now I've got some sentiments that I cut out in advance just because I wanted to have some things available. I had another Noel that I hadn't used on one of my other cards, but I think I'm going to go with maybe, I could do Peace, Love, and Joy, or I could do Warm Wishes. And I actually think I like that Peace, Love, and Joy, the way that it lays on there. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take it and lay it down, and that will be my sentiment for this particular card. Try and get it where I want it. Just get it situated there. And then I've got some red pieces from, I was just die cutting a lot of things. So I'm going to, instead of using like glitter or dots or anything like that, I'm just going to use this cardstock that I was able to already cut out with this particular die. And it will add a little bit of additional color to that white space. Oops. I'm getting a little out of whack there with where I want it. Just push it down and kind of clean it up with my finger a little bit. Sometimes it's hard to pick these up on the right side. So you just kind of have to toss them around on your board until you get them like you want them, and then pick them up. And then here is another one. And I think that's a really cute card. So I like it. It's Kinder's Card Sketch 10 from Kinder's Card Challenge 11. So I hope you like it. If you do, consider giving me a thumbs up. Okay, so we're back, and it's Saturday afternoon, and this was our card sketch number 10 that we made last night. And we're going to pull out the elements for card sketch 11 that we're going to be working with. And so the elements we have are some strips of paper here, and we've got the trees and the red. So these are the pieces that we were given to work with the card challenge for sketch design number 11. So I've already kind of designed or planned out how I'm going to do the card, and so I'm going to be using this black panel, which is basically 4 by 5.5. So we're going to have a little bit of card base showing. And then I've got another panel which I have embossed that is, looks like it's 3 1/4 by 5. And so it will lay here. So I'm going to go ahead and pull, let's see, do I have a card base? Here, let me grab this card base. I'm going to go ahead and pull this card base and just begin laying this down. Just trying to get organized here on my desk. So I'm just going to get my panels laid down. I don't have the card sketch in front of me right now. I've got a variety of things running. I've got my Crafting with Friends episode 25 running, and I'm trying to do the dual cameras. So I don't have a place for my card sketch to be pulled up because I got all of my devices running right now at the same time. So I just got that laid down, and then I just took and embossed this panel, and this was, let me see if I can find it here real quick. I've got my stuff here. No. I've got a couple of small, okay, here it is. It's the Forever Green Spellbinders, just small embossing folder is what it is. I've got a couple of those small embossing folders, but for the most part, I've got mostly just the bigger ones. So I need to get some foam tape out. I must have put the stuff away last night. After I got done with Craft Roulette, I think I put a lot of my stuff away, so I just need to dig it out and get to crafting. Okay, I've got another new roll here of foam tape. I gotta get the tape off. And then I'm just going to get this one build out here. Sorry, I'm trying to get organized. I got tape stuck on my finger and I wanted to grab my good scissors. I like to use the foam tape when I emboss my panel just because the embossing weakens the panel and this strengthens it. So I like to do that. So I'll just get it laid down. I'm just going to do 3 rows. I've been over adhesing lately, I guess. I don't need this much adhesive. So we'll just get it. What did I do with that tool? Just like to use this 2-in-1 tool to pull the tape off. Generally, it's easier than my fingernails. We'll get this laid down, and I think I want to lay it this way, and then I just want to get a nice edge on it. Trying to get it lined up. I think that'll be okay. And then the next piece is we're going to bring in these strips that were part of the challenge, and we're going to lay them down. So it was basically these 2 strips here. And I'm just going to use my glue for that. I'm just using my Bare Laser glue, and we'll just get these laid down. The Crafty Friends episode, they've got a variety of different projects that they're working on. Now, this wasn't one where you work on a specific project. It's one where everybody's just kind of doing their own thing and just kind of getting together and doing it. So I thought, well, I'd watch what they were doing and kind of work on one of my own cards. So that's what I'm doing. just got home. We actually did a little shopping, my husband and I, and so I've been gone. This card's going to come together really quick. So I went ahead and put a panel together. This is supposed to have actually 2 of these, only smaller. This one is, looks like 2.5 by 2.5. And then this panel here is 2 by 2. But this card design actually calls for, and I thought I left an extra square just so I could show you what it calls for, but I'm going to modify it. So then it would have another square and then another piece of pattern paper on there, and it's set to be like this. But I'm actually going to go in a little different direction, and because I've got a different plan for this card. And, you know, the card sketches are just basically for inspiration, and certainly you can kind of put your own take on it. So that's what I'm going to do. And so with that, I think I've decided I'm going to lay it like this. But before I do that, I'm going to add, you're supposed to bring in another strip for this. And so I'm going to do that as well. So, and what I wanted to do was kind of break up that red a little bit. So I was going to put a white one on here. I just need to trim this down a little bit because it's too long. And then lay it down. And then I think I had originally planned to add an additional strip as well to it. Just getting it laid down. I was thinking about the black, adding a strip of black, but I think if I do this, I don't necessarily need to add the strip of black to it. I think I can go with that. Now I'm thinking that I might want to bump this up. So this extra piece that I kept just to show you, I'm going to actually snip it, and I'm going to bump this up so that I can get it to sit a little bit more level on my card. So that's what I'm going to do with that. And the sketch 10, I actually did it last night before the actual craft roulette show started. So, and then I watched that, and then I thought I would finish these next 2 cards hopefully this evening. So that looks good. I'm going to go ahead and go with that. And I'm just going to get this laid down on here how I want it. Now this is where I'm going to change the design. I am going to bring in, instead of that other square, I'm actually going to bring in a die cut, and I'm going to lay it on there. And that's where I'm going to really make a change to the design of this card sketch. I'm just trying to get some glue in some of the areas to where I can lay it on its black panel. Kind of line it up, get it laid down there. Don't have to hit them all, but I want enough glue to make it stick and get all the main areas. So I thought this would be a fun way to modify it. The color scheme is a little bit different than just the red, black, and white that I've been doing, but I had those green trees, so I felt like I needed to bring some green into it. So I'm just going to get this lined up, and I think I'm going to leave the black a little bit offset so that you can see a little bit of that on there, and then I'm just going to lay it down, and I'm going to put some glue on there and just get my tree laid down. And I may need, because I've got that stacked up, I may need some paper to put underneath there. So I think I'm going to cut maybe some strips of some paper just to kind of bump up that bottom a little bit. Yeah, it's going to be too big. Just cut that down a little bit more. I'm just going to bump that bottom up a little bit so it'll lay flat on my card. These 2 pieces. Just get that. Add a little bit more glue on there. And we'll get this laid down. And then to kind of bring that red in, just to kind of tie it in further, I took that pattern paper and I actually cut a star out of there that I'm going to put on top of my card. just a little piece of foam. It's just went flying across the room. And cut it down and just pop my star up. Lay that down on there. And then I also cut some little ornaments out of that red polka dot paper and thought I would lay some of them down as well. So we'll see how that goes. I just need to get my jewel tool, start picking them up and putting them down. And let's see. Whoops, trying to get that one laid down. I hope I have some more in my envelope. I don't know if I do. I wasn't sure how many I cut out. This side of the tree needs some more, I think. I feel like I need to add some here. This looks a little off-centered. Just pull some of them in. I just think that'll help tie in that red and white polka dot pattern paper that I've got there. And I think that looks pretty good. So, and I can get that score bunny out of the way. And then I've got this little thing that I've been just die cutting and stamping and embossing and all of that, and just throwing it in here so that I would have some options. And I think I'm just going to use that Merry Christmas and put that right at the top. I've got a little piece of tape on there from where I had die cut it. And I'm just going to lay it flat, and that'll finish off this card. So that came together pretty quickly. And that is Kindle's Card Challenge 11, Sketch 11. So I hope you like it. I hope, I didn't modify the design too much, but I think it turned out really nice. I really like it. Okay, so I thought I'd bring my two cards back in and just kind of give you a recap and let you see what I did. So card design 10 was my Santa card that I did, and it was the red, white, and black, and I thought it turned out really cute. And then card 11, which we just finished up, was the Merry Christmas Christmas tree card. So I hope you like them. It was a lot of fun to make them, and I appreciate you stopping by my channel. And if you would, give me a thumbs up, and perhaps if you're newly visiting my channel, perhaps you would consider subscribing, and I'd certainly appreciate it. Thank you, and have a great day. Bye.